Shalom, Yasharal. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, and Kakadash. I want to give double honors to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai, pushing his truth across the four winds, laboring for that penny, that denarius, that 4 days' work, which is the kingdom of heaven. All right, making that calling and election sure, so that we can enter ye in the kingdom of heaven as saints, man. Shalom to you, brothers. This clip that I'm about to bring out is to show and enlighten our people that if you have dealing with this devil, fighting this devil carnally, you're going off your rockers. I made videos like this in the past, but I came across this clip about Esau's elite forces, all right? And the Most High blessed this guy with the art of warfare, carnal warfare, all right? And you got Israelite camps that's gathering arms and doing the shit that militia groups do, talking about they gonna defend themselves carnally, all right? That's how you know Great Millstone has the truth, all right? We tell our people, look, you can't fight this devil physically, all right? He's our strong enemy. You can't deal with him on a carnal playing field. Esau is incapable of dealing spiritually, all right? He's handicapped when you go in the spirit. Wisdom is a defense, okay? Now I'm about to show you why you can't deal some guys that go to the pawn shop, buy some guns, order bullets and shit. Why even if you get the highest form of weaponry that this society lets you buy, you still can't deal with this devil, man. This devil has drones. He has Apache helicopters. Okay, he has the highest form of technology that a normal civilian cannot acquire, all right? You niggas don't know how to use the weapons that you even have, man, all right? Our weapons of warfare are not carnal, they're spiritual, by tearing down the strongholds, all right? When the Most High see that we're thinking on the right mental vibration, then he's going to endow us with powers on high. And we're going to defy gravity. We're going to manipulate the elements, all right? We're going to defy the laws of physics. So it don't matter what this devil deal with carnally, we're going to be able to overtake him. But if you fight his game on his playing field, in his arena, he's going to subdue you. And you're a fool for thinking you can do so. All right, so I'm about to play this clip I came across, and I'm going to interject. We about to check out the Navy SEALs. See, we're going to be prickums in the hurt. These are going to be the guys we're battling. We're not going to be battling. We still going to be battling militarized police, but us brothers that's in his faith, they're going to put bounties on our head. They're gonna make the Hebrew Israelites public enemy number one, especially the ones with the sound doctrine that's telling the truth, all right, and exposing the devil. They're gonna put bounties on our heads. And they're gonna hire hired mercenaries. They're gonna pull out the kitchen sink and throw at us. They're gonna get their elite forces to hunt us down and to kill us, man. All right, and the only way you're gonna be able to deal with them is with Yahweh Shema Shai. If you think you're gonna load up weapons and fight this devil when he comes at you, you're going to die on day one. We talking about day one. Day one, okay? So I'm about to start off and show you your strong enemy.
U.S. Navy SEALs. When Hollywood wants to cash in on the latest military action trend, you'll usually see people based around these guys on your screen. These highly trained individuals, the U.S. Navy SEALs, are renowned for being one of the leading special force units in the U.S. military. And with good reason. Their acronym comes from the fact that they specialize in sea, air, and land operations, and their skills are just as adaptable as they sound. They can carry out work in a huge range of environments, from deserts and urban areas to jungle and even Arctic conditions. But a Navy SEAL's ability...
All right, so when they come in your urban area, so they specialize in urban areas. When they come in your urban area, you just a nigga with an AK or whatever, you think you're going to be able to deal with them? They're going to have microchips implanted in them, cameras mounted on their head. They're going to have contact through satellites with people in towers that can send drones to find your position. They're going to have heat-seeking missiles in the air when they come in. When they coming on the ground, all they need to get off is one shot. Whereas you might have to squeeze your trigger. They're gonna have silencers on the end of their guns where they just need one shot. One shot. They don't need to fire off a bunch of shots. They just need to see you and get one shot. If you hiding behind a building, they're gonna have the technology to look straight through that building and see your heat and know where your position is. They're gonna know where your position is before they come on the ground, man. They specialize in this. You don't specialize in this. You just a nigga that grew up in the hood, and the best training you got was not Grand Theft Auto. Forgot that name. The name of that game. Urban Warfare. I forgot the name of the not GTA, and it's gonna be GTA. All right, this society is gonna come down to where people are going to be living like they're on Grand Theft Auto. Man, I forgot that military game that everybody plays. This is the tip of my tongue. But anyway, your enemy is specializing in this. He's the Michael Jordan of this. The so-called white man is the Michael Jordan of urban warfare. Whatever terrain he on, this is what he specializes in. You don't. All right? You're a man that got testosterone, and men are defensive in nature, but you're illogical if you're not in the spirit. Okay? This is your strong enemy that's coming for you. Look at these guys.
To adapt to terrain goes much deeper and is trained for with some crazy exercises. For example, SEALs preparing to enter a cold weather environment will be taken to Kodiak, Alaska. Here, they'll acclimatize by being thrown into an ice river for 8 minutes. Just a few minutes more is enough to kill most humans. These types of drills push them to the brink of hypothermia, but they're vital to their survival and performance in real-world scenarios. But bad weather is barely the half of it. With many of their missions requiring units to be inserted into dangerous territory, conventional transport usually isn't an option. Instead, SEALs are routinely parachuted in, delivered by submarine or high-speed boat, or flown in by helicopter. They're even trained to swim in full combat gear to reach targets. When they reach those targets, that's where the action really begins. SEALs state that their missions primarily include direct action warfare, special reconnaissance, counterterrorism, and foreign.
See, they're gonna do special reconnaissance before they even hit your hood. They're gonna have drones flying over your hood that can heat seek your position. They're gonna be looking from the air, and they can see red. If you hide, it don't matter if you're in the house. They can tell how many people's in the house. All right. If you're not specializing military combat, and even if you are, you're not going to deal with the elite forces. This is what they train for. When they come in, they're going to come in annihilating Jake, laying Jake down. Okay, and if you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're going to be public enemy number one. And if you think you're going to, like them guys, that guy Mahar Rakar, in that camp, he done started Soldiers of Israel, and they always talking about what they're going to do with their guns, man. These are the type of guys that are going to get people killed on day one. If you following him and guys like him, ISUBK talking about going to gun ranges and shit, and thinking you're going to deal with this devil carnally, you're going to die on day one. Day one. When the insurrection start, on day one, you're going to die.
Internal defense. With stakes as high as these, it means their recruitment process isn't easy, to say the very least. So what does it take to make it into the SEALs? First up, preparation includes 12 months of basic training, but there's nothing basic about it. Alongside countless sit-ups and push-ups, candidates will be tied up and thrown into pools where they'll need to complete retrieval tasks using only their teeth. They'll also be taught how to tie and untie 5 different knots underwater without stopping for air in between, and master the combat stroke that'll allow them to swim for tens of miles without submitting to exhaustion. And that's just the start, because if they make it into week 4, they enter Hell Week. It's 5 days and 5 nights of near constant training with just 4 hours of sleep in total. As candidates' brains get soft from sleepiness, they'll train hard by boat running, crawling across mud flats, lifting 300-pound logs, and even go through surf torture. If they do well, instructors may reward them by allowing them to stand by a fire or sleep for just a few minutes. All of this is designed to push physical and mental strength to their absolute limits, ensuring they can operate efficiently while oblivious to their own physical comfort. However, the process is so brutal that there have been years where more SEALs have died in training than they have in combat. And for those that do survive, up to 80% of candidates who start basic training drop out. Even Olympic athletes have failed to make it to the bitter end. But if they do, it's followed by another 18 months of pre-deployment and intensive specialized training. Although their real-world missions are rarely made public, one of the Navy SEALs' most prolific victories, Operation Neptune Spear, resulted in the elimination of Osama bin Laden. Under cover of darkness, the SEALs were airdropped inside enemy territory and managed to take out one of the most high-profile targets in U.S. history in just 30 minutes. Some people can't even take a shower in that space of time. But just like a shower, the mission was a clean success. But then again, so are the majority of SEALs missions, which are usually over before most people even know they've started. The SAS.
You see, now he say most of their missions are over before you know they start. And this devil's gonna come in the cloak under night, like they did your Howard shot. They're just gonna hit your hood and be kicking in your doors. They're gonna creep in, probably come in your neighborhood about 2-3 in the morning, just kicking your door and just come in with laser beams and silencers, just whacking your ass, man. All right, this is what your enemy gonna do. What are you gonna do? If you're not rolling in the spirit and you don't have your heart by Shema Shai confident in you, man, you're a dead man. If you think you're gonna get a Gatling gun, man, and fight this enemy back, you're gonna be dead, man. Okay? All right? Now let me get some scriptures to bag up what I'm saying. All right. Let's see this devil that we dealing with. All right. This is Genesis 25 and 27. And the boys grew. And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. Now let's go on this word cunning and hunter. All right. In the Hebrew. Let's get the word cunning first.
Strong's H 3045. Yadah. Yadah.
All right. To know. This devil knows how to weaponry. That's what he specializes in. Violence. That's his gift. To live by the sword. The Most High gave him a great sword. The Most High told us, I created the smith that bloweth the coals. All right. A smith is a person that makes weapons. All right. He's cunning when it comes to that. When it comes to destroying, he destroys wonderfully. All right. He's cunning. He's skilled. This is his skill. Like Michael Jordan is the elite basketball player that you want to see. LeBron James, Tracy McGrady, elite scorers. All right. This guy is an elite killer. All right. He's a warmonger. This is your enemy. This is you so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and Latin people of Hispanic descent enemy. Okay. To find out and discern. All right. To distinguish. To recognize. All right. When it comes to weaponry, is to know how to be skillful in. He's skillful in weaponry. All right? He's skillful in war. This is your enemy. All right? You so-called Negroes that grew up here in America, you're not skillful in the art of war. Yeah, you get your hands on guns and you can shoot, but you don't know the science of it. All right? The way you hold a gun. All right? If you could break a gun down, put it back together. All right? This devil knows how to do all of these things. Where it take you 2 shots to hit 10 shots to hit a target, it takes him 1. All right? To be instructed. The Most High put that on this devil. He blessed him when it came to killing and destroying. All right? Wherever he go, death and hell follows from him killing. All right? He's a master at it. Okay? Let's get the word hunter. Your enemy is a hunter.
Strong's H, 6718. Sayyid. Sayyid.
Game, hunted. You're going to be the game. All right? You're the game. Hunting. Hunting game. To catch. All right? This is what he masters in. All right? Strong's definition and meaning the same. The chase. Game. Catcheth. Hunter. All right? He's a master at hunting and coming to get you, man. He know the time. He studied Jake. See, he know the time to come get you. You know, Jake be sleep in the wee hours of the night. He studied how you move. All right? He know if you do got a gun, you don't have a bunch of bullets. You probably got 2 clips at most. He studied our people, man. This is a mad scientist, a psychoanalyst. All right? These devils study their prey. You're the prey. You don't study him. You don't know that he has this much artillery, and if he could go in a state where the people are defending themselves with military might and take over Libya, take over Iraq, these people that have military armed forces, and you think he's not gonna come in your fucking neighborhood and bomb that bitch and take you over no matter if you got a gun? You niggas are going off your rockers. That's why they say this place pollutes your thinking capacity. All right? So let me get another precept. All right? Since I'm already here in Genesis, I'm going to go to Genesis 3. All right? We got to get this devil's characteristics. You got to know your enemy. All right? This Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh had made. All right, the beast of the field represents heathen. You get to change that word with heathen. And all of the heathens, all right, this serpent was the most subtle, and that's Esau. All right, so let's see what this word subtle means. And he's subtle in the art of war, deceiving, switcheroo. All right? It's the Hebrew word.
Strong's H, 6175. Arum. Arum. Second entry. Arom. Arom.
All right. Subtle, shrewd. This motherfucker crafty. Sly. Sensible. He's sensible when it comes to war, man. He's mastered it. He know what he's doing, man. Okay? Shrewd, sensible, prudent. All right? When it comes to working that those motherfucking guns and missiles, he's prudent at it. All right? He puts all his might, like the scripture tell us, to seek Yahweh Shema Washah with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. All right. He's prudent when it comes to going into weapons and putting all his mind, his soul, and his heart into getting the best weapons that he could come up with. All right? That's why he made that nuclear missile, okay? That's that when he comes to weaponry and guns and armory, all right? He's prudent when it comes to that. This is the devil you're dealing with. You can't beat him carnally. All right, this is the root word, to be subtle, to be shrewd, to be crafty. All right, when you look at these elite armed forces, you got Navy SEALs, Russian KGBs. I forgot how you pronounce the Israel elite forces. You got Green Berets. All right, they're subtle, they're crafty. All right, they are cunning hunters. All right, and when you come to Jake, this is the spirit that Jake is in, okay? You got to know how you are physically, all right? We're not in the spirit of a lion now, all right? We've been dumbed down, man. We've been ostracized. Everything unseemly. We've been putting down into the Oh, you know what? This scripture is going to say, if you want to use allegory, liken us to an animal, this is Isaiah 41 and 14. All right. Esau is a cunning hunter. All right. It called him a serpent. All right. But then we're about to go in the scripture and see what he metamorphed in. A serpent, you can liken to a cobra, black mamba, lethal. Okay. And he's cunning. All right. But this is what we are. This is Isaiah 41 and 15. Behold, no. 14. Fear not, thou worm, Jacob. All right. You a worm, nigga. When this devil come to you, a worm is a defenseless creature. The only thing he can do is burrow in the ground. That's his only defense. It's to dig further in the mud, man. He can't defend himself when a bird comes. He can't defend himself from a fish. He's just a prey, okay, for the most part. All right? You're a worm. You can't fight a serpent. You can't fight Leviathan. You can't fight a dragon. You have to depend on your power. And ye men of Israel, the Most High called you so-called Negroes. He likened you, so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and people of Hispanic descent. He likened you to a worm, a defenseless creature. I will help thee. But he said, he's giving you the answer. I will help thee, save your heart. I am thy Redeemer and the Holy One of Israel. Esau can't deal with his maker. A Green Beret can't deal with the one that created him. All right? A Navy SEAL can't deal with the one that created him. All right? And this is what our Father say he's going to do with wisdom. Wisdom does this to you. Behold, I will make you a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. All right? He says he's going to metamorph us from a worm into an instrument having teeth. He's going to turn us into killer machines. All right? But he's going to do that from giving us from powers up high. We're not going to use this devil's weaponry and armory to become these lethal killer machines. Okay? We're going to get power from up high. Thou shalt thresh the mountains. The day going to come when we're going to thresh these nations. But we're not going to use their weaponry and beat them small and make the hills as a chaff. Okay? That's for the men that make Yahweh Shema Shai their defense. All right? Those are the men that are in reality, that are praying to the Most High to comfort them and to keep them. Okay? Because we just read in Genesis where this devil is a serpent. Well, let's go to Revelation. Let's see, did that serpent grow? This is Revelation 12 and 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven. Behold, a great red dragon. See, in the first book of the Bible, this devil was a serpent. Now you go to the last book of the Bible, all right, of thousands of years of growing and growing and growing, mutating. This motherfucking serpent had turned into a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. Those crowns represents rulership. All right? He's ruling the earth. Okay? So you trying to combat a dragon, man. You can't fight. Well, look what the scriptures say about this dragon. All right? This is what the inhabitants say about this dragon, and you got niggas talking about bringing up arms against him. All right? This is Revelation 13 and 4. And they worship the dragon, which gave power to the beast. And the dragon represents Rome, and the beast is the system that's implemented by NATO and America. All right? The dragon gives power to the beast. All right? This American system we're living in, this modern day system, is a carbon copy of ancient Rome. Okay? And America duplicates and emulates everything that Rome before her did. Okay? That's why, and Rome was the last beast that was supposed to conquer the earth, man, and subdue the peoples of the earth. All right? And this dragon is violent. It has great teeth. When you read Book of Daniel, the 7th chapter. Okay? And his deadly wound was healed. Wait, no. All right? Where was I? And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power to the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like it to the beast? Who is able to make war with him? This is what the inhabitants of the earth is. Who could fuck with NATO, the UN, America, with all their military might? Who can take down Leviathan when you read Job 41? Not a nigga with an AK and a couple clips, a bulletproof vest at best. And we're not talking about a level 4 or 5 bulletproof vest. We talking about some bullshit. Not a nigga. If a military can't, if the militaries that are people with armies can't deal with this Edomite power structure, what make you think a nigga from the hood can? A guy that know he an Israelite that went and bought him a few weapons, a few guns, don't even have enough bullets to last him 2 days in a war. To go to war, man, with this system, you got to have millions and millions of bullets. You don't have enough bullets. And if you did, these other nations do, even if you did, you still wouldn't be able to subdue this dragon, man. Okay? Now I'm going to give you the answer. Let's give the balance. All right? This is how you subdue this dragon. Okay, this is Psalms. It's 19 or 18. Let me see. All right, this is Psalms 18 and 13. The Lord also thundered in the heavens. All right, this is our defense. And the highest gave his voice. Hailstones and coals of fire. Okay, this is when they say our great king come back to save us. He's not going to meet them as a man. He's going to be an out of this world, extra celestial, terrestrial being. Okay. Yeah, he sent out his arrows, laser beams coming out the mothership in these chariots and scattered them. Talking about NATO, Russia, all of the militaries of the earth. And he shot out lightnings and discomforted them. You read about that in 2 Ezra 13. Then the channels of water were seen, and the foundations of the world were discovered at thy rebuke. And then this third world war is gonna change the continents, man. All these missiles falling and these earthquakes, you're gonna have a lot of islands and landmass pop up out the sea. Okay? This shit gonna have the earth going to and fro like a drunkard. When volcanoes erupt, you get new land masses and stuff. Because Esau didn't discover shit. All right? You're going to have a lot of that going on. You're going to have deserts, places with a lot of water are going to become dry, and deserts are going to become luxurious oasis, and so on and so forth. O Lord, the blast of thy breath of thy nostrils. All right, that's those laser beams going to come from that fathership. He delivered me from my strong enemy. All right, Yahweh Shema Shai is our defense, Aki. Not a Gatling gun, not a switchblade or a dagger or a sword. Yahweh Shema Shai is our defense. And from them which hated me, the so-called white man, he hates us. He's going to use his military to kill us. All right? For they that were too strong for me. You got to know that. This devil carnally is stronger than you. He has armored tanks. What is your AK going to do against an armored tank? He has MRAPs. What is your MRAP going to do with an armored tank? Bulletproof. Okay? As soon as they see the position where your bullets are coming from, they're going to send a heat-seeking missile from a drone to hit your ass. What are you going to do against that? All they need to do is have an Apache helicopter to come over you. Do you have what the Afghanistan's had? They had them fucking grenade launchers. You niggas don't have access to grenade launchers. Okay? So all they need is an Apache helicopter to fly overhead. If you in a defensive position, they're gonna encircle you and crush you like the worm you are. Okay? This is you gotta know the art of war, man. When you learn the art of war, And wisdom will teach you that you will be in reality and know that even if you stockpile guns and shit, you still can't beat this devil. Psalms 94 and 22. But Yahweh is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge. All right. But when you got warrior angels encamped round about you, 18, 20 feet tall, with power to destroy the whole planet Earth, you have nothing to worry about. It's more of them. What did Elisha tell his underling? It'd be more of them, more of us than of them, because he was able to see in the spirit and see all the angels that was with them. All right, that's our weapons of war. All right, we have armies of heaven protecting us in the unseen world. Okay, and they control and manipulate things in this corner realm. That's why we not scared. Our great king told us to don't worry about him that could kill the body. All right, he told us to worry about the one that created him that kills the body. All right. So with that, Lord willing, to sit down was edifying to the hearers. I want to give infinite honors to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem and Kakadash, double honors to our teachers, apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to my fellow laborers in Yahweh Shai. Kwam Yasharala, Abba Abba.